Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Gray Haas, aka the Rum Tum Tugger. You know, last night I looked out my window and unfortunately Donovan Gio was climbing around out on his roof. And when he saw me looking over, he did something very lewd. He sort of bent over and he said, "Supercast, more like super." And you know that he was pointing to his bum, and you know what he said there. Guys, I've got to make sure that this guy doesn't win. And people that are helping us do that are Jack B, Kit R, Amanda B, Emily L, Taima W, and Chad L. They all jumped into the Supercast sale this month and got 20% off their membership. So head on over to mega.supercast.com, help the podcast keep going and growing, and make sure people like Donovan Gio don't win.
Mega is an improvised satire from the staff of a fictional megachurch. Hiya, I'm Halle Labont, and this is Mega, coming to you from Twin Hills Community Church, where every single week we're giving our mega church a tiny family feel. Ooh, we love to introduce you to members of our church staff and people from our community, and I always find it to be a treat and a treasure. And per usual, I'm joined by my co-host. He's the youth pastor for our high school ministry called Climax. Please welcome Gray Haas.
Keep it up for Christ. He is the guy that I like. Halle, how are you?
I am so blessed. Do you want a do-over on that one? Do you want a mulligan?
No, Halle,
Gray?
that's something that, well, I'm really just so on fire right now because I've just spent the whole weekend at a men's retreat, Ignite.
Awesome.
It's called the Ignite Men's Retreat. Just a great way to start the fall season. And, that's something that we would do every single night is on our way to the circle, which is a time of prayerful sharing that we would do to close each evening. You would carry another member of the men's retreat on your back, and you would chant, "Keep it up for Christ. Keep it up for Christ."
Ooh, keep it up for Christ. And the keep it up is what, another man's body?
Yes, yeah. And because
are a bunch of you carrying one guy?
Each man
like
had to carry
pallbearers?
Another man.
One man carrying one man?
One man for one man. Because
mano.
we used to do that thing. The great poem, probably more famous than Shakespeare, is the Footprints poem.
That is awesome.
We would also read that every night.
Is that a poem? It doesn't rhyme.
I know it is a non-rhyming poem, but it's one of the most famous ones. And we would read that every night. We would carry each other to the campfire, to the circle. And each night of the 3-day weekend had a theme. And it was just so excellent to get into it with my other brothers in Christ.
That is awesome.
And I'm not sure if I've mentioned him before, Halle, but my friend Clay Mason Bannerman came along. And it was awesome because I think he's probably more on fire than he's ever been in his faith walk right now.
Awesome.
And and carrying him to the fire every night and him carrying me, it just really solidified our bond as just brothers in Christ.
That's like Joshua and David. That is so awesome. Or no, Jonathan and David. Whoa, where is my head
I know. Where
today?
is your head today, Halle?
I'm so sorry. Now, I have two questions.
Okay.
One, what were the 3 themes for the 3 nights? And 2, what were the carries? And was everyone able to do it? Because I'm sure some, men, if they're, bigger in stature, are going to be pretty hard to lift up just by one other man. And some men might not be, well, what do you call it? Strong enough to carry another man. Maybe if they're more diminutive in size, they might not be able to, And how did you and CMB carry each other? Did you do the thing where you go back to back and then link your arms with your elbows and then pull them up on your back like, you're carrying a sack of rice or something?
Well, you flip back and forth. And to answer your questions, I guess, first off, what were the themes? Is that what you're asking?
You said every night of the Ignite conference had a theme.
Well, first night was respect.
Awesome.
How to get it and maintain it in all your relationships.
Or force it if need be.
Second one was really great. It was all about It was called The Second Coming, and it was all about men's sexual health, which is a lot of times people don't talk about. Men don't talk about out in the open. Of course, we didn't talk about it really out in the open. We listened to a pre-recorded kind of video or out by the fire, and then kind of moved on to other things. And then the last night was unifying your finances under one roof, entrepreneur hacks for a new millennium.
Wow,
and
catchy.
That was my favorite night because I'm just so into, how to make money as a Christian in a way that is exponential.
Awesome.
So respect, sexual health, and then the third, entrepreneur hacks for the new millennium. And that did include crypto. It included a lot of different ways of making money, both IRL and online. To your second question, Halle, how did we carry each other? That was a problem on the first night because we did have some mismatched pairs. Those were randomly selected. So after the first night, when that didn't really work, we had to switch pairs. Of course, Clay and I have carried each other many times because we do a lot of
CrossFit.
Extreme sports, CrossFit. Part of CrossFit is carrying someone on your back.
Wow.
This time we did a monkey carry, which is because Clay, I don't want to get into all the details, but he threw his back out doing some clean jerks the other day. And so he sort of wrapped, it was kind of the front carry when I carried him. And when he carried me, I kind of wanted to make an entrance. So I would get up on his shoulders. Of course, that also exacerbated kind of his back issue, but I thought it would just be fun and interesting to come a head taller than everyone else.
That's cool. What's his back injury? Sciatica?
He just blew his back out somehow. I'm not sure. But
nobody needs their back blown out.
No. So,
what's a front carry?
A front carry?
Is that how a man carries his bride over the threshold?
No, it's more like have you ever seen kind of like a monkey?
Oh, sure.
Monkey carry.
Yeah, like the way a mom carries a toddler when she puts them on her hip and they wrap their legs around her waist and they wrap their arms around her
Right. I guess I've never really looked at ladies carrying babies, but no, this is more a masculine way of doing it, a masculine style monkey carry.
So you carried CMB the way you would carry, like, say, a chimp?
Yes.
Okay, now I can picture it. That's cool. I do want to ask, on the second coming, that was the sexual health night?
Yes.
Oh, why was it called the second coming? Was it because you got to get your sexual health before the rapture?
Yes. It's just that
right.
you want to make sure that you are aligned spiritually and sexually before Jesus comes again. And then, a lot of men don't really prioritize having a spiritually strong sexual habit. A lot of times that's because ladies aren't that into it. And so it was just a reminder that if you are in a relationship, if you're looking for a relationship, you've got to find a lady that can keep up. If you're not in a relationship, you got to find a lady that will one day be able to keep up. And because, basically at the end of the day, Halle, guys are guys. And boys will be boys. God built us as these amazing, what's the word? Just a lot of energy,
Yeah, the testosterone hormone is a big motivator, I hear.
Well, basically men have been put in this position where we can't go out and kill the food anymore, right? And that used to be a big thing, where you'd go out, you'd kill something, and then you'd go home and you'd make a baby with your wife as the prize.
Now, what were some of the biggest...
As a prize for her, you know what I mean?
Oh, that's her reward for him coming back with food? I would think the food would be the reward.
Well, she got a double prize, didn't she?
Wow, double blessings. And I if you don't mind me asking, what are the big takeaways in terms of men's sexual health? And I only
Why are you so on this, Halle?
Well, just simply because I'm married to my husband, Lance Labont, and he's a man. And also I have my son, Day, who's a teenager.
Well, when they're teenagers, you just want to cut it off at the pass.
The hormones are coursing through their veins. These boys are quite literally pole vaulting around on their erections, and it grieves the heart of God. But it's the first question I'm going to ask him when I get to the pearly gates is, why did you make the years where, kids are not supposed to be procreating, why do you make those the years where their hormones are the highest and we're trying to keep these kids away from each other? I mean, your job as a youth pastor, you got your work cut out for you, because you're going against 2,000 full years of humanity. We've been here for maybe a little over 2,000 years. This planet has been here for 2,000 years of hormones coursing through these kids' veins. How do you do it?
Well, one thing that I'm looking into, and this we got into the third day when we were talking about different kind of entrepreneurial business ideas and things like that, just rapping with each other. I'm actually thinking it would be a good investment to find some kind of, I'll call it a hormone replacement, where you could just calm down the hormones when they're teens, just almost like smooth them all out.
Ooh, awesome.
And just make sure they're not even there, really.
Yeah.
And then, you can jumpstart it later when they're ready. But I'm like, yeah, if we could just have something that just chills them out, I bet they would spend a lot more time in the Bible and a lot less time trying to put their fingers in each other's bums.
Oh, my mighty God. It grieves the heart of God. Well, I do want to ask, because, or maybe this isn't a question, it's more of a statement, so forgive me in advance, but I was thinking, what works for me in terms of my emotions and feelings, which are quite unpleasant, to say the least. And so what I do when I have feelings is that I say, no, and I push them down and I don't let them out. And I'm sure it's a lot like what men are doing with their high intensity desire for women that God put in them. You know, we are told all the time from the pulpit and in the Bible that, men have these sex drives that are just like rocket launch level intensity, and women really got to cover up to do them a solid favor, because they're fighting a real hard uphill battle with their own desire for the female form. And I wonder if it would help at all, and if this came up at all, that like when you get that intense attraction, or, what could be a literal demon whispering in your ear, look at the nice round rump on that girl, or whatever, and you don't do it.
No, you don't.
But you can just just push it on down. That's a strength from the Holy Spirit. What I do with my feelings might work with your sexuality, and that would be sexual health.
Yeah, we really didn't get into that.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. Start converting your B2B audience today. Spend $250 on your first campaign and get a free $250 credit for the next one. Get started today at linkedin.com/campaign. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Anyway, Halle,
I wish Lance would go to this, because he could.
Oh, Lance was there.
Help with what?
Yeah, I saw Lance there. He was there.
My husband, Lance LeBon?
Yeah.
Was at Ignite?
Yeah.
He had 3 nights talking about respect, sexual health, and how to run an entrepreneurial business.
Yeah.
Incorporating crypto.
Yes. You didn't even notice he was gone?
This past weekend?
Did he leave the TV on or something?
well, certainly. The TV was definitely on. I thought he was in his lazy boy with his feet kicked up.
No, he was
Did you
there.
talk to him?
I mean, as much as you can talk to Lance.
Was he watching ESPN on his phone?
Some of the time, yeah. But,
He has two phones now, so he can watch two different games at the same time. And sometimes he has both the phones going like this, one in his right hand, one in his left hand, and he's watching the TV.
Yeah, Lance, I said, how you doing, Lance? He said, good. I was like, what's up? What's the latest? He was like, nothing. What else did he say? I was like, caught any good games lately? He said, yeah, a few.
All of them.
Yeah.
Did you say to say hi to me from you?
Well, why would I do that, Halle? I see you all the time.
Oh, well, that's true. Well, you know what? Why don't I just bring out the good news? Lance has a new job.
Oh, really?
It's awesome.
What is it?
Oh, he is feeling better about himself. He's feeling confident. He's working security in do you know over on Kingston at the crossing, the Red Red Rover Range Rover lot where you can buy a used Range Rover?
Yes.
He's working security in the Red Red Rover lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, isn't that cool?
That seems like kind of a downshift from his...
importing, exporting?
Yeah.
Well, he seems happy. And I only knew because I noticed, we had gone from his regular paycheck. I do all the finances, and his regular paycheck was always coming in right as rain every second Friday, at the same time. And then it started to be replaced with the exact same amount, but it was cash. And it looked like maybe his mom was funding him for a while, just, encouraging him with the importing and exporting, I'm sure. But all of a sudden, I noticed he was wearing a vest when he went to work, and I said,
I mean, that place is very... you wear a vest, and they have to wear bow ties and things like that, don't they?
No, it's a bulletproof vest, not a dress-up vest.
Oh, I thought but the people that work at the Range Rover place, they look very fancy.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Even though it's used Range Rovers, and I like that.
Yeah.
That they make you still feel like you're having the concierge, experience.
Yeah.
So, anywhoodles, I'm really excited for him. He didn't mention why he left the importing and
Did you ask
exporting
him?
business. Well, no, because I figure, he would tell me if he wanted me to know. And my kids were like, Mom, he lost his job months ago. What are you talking about? He's been like going and sitting at the Applebee's pickup parking spots every day at the same time. I says, no, he's not. This is the thing about tweens and teens. Every word out of their mouth to you is going to be a lie.
Yeah.
Okay?
It's true.
And so, one time, one of my daughters was in the room with me while I was stripping my bed, me and Lance Labonte's bed sheets. I'm stripping the bed. And Lance's pillowcases, I got these nice ivory 800 thread count Egyptian cotton sheets.
Wow, that's 200 more than the last ones you had.
From Macy. And I think, these are the Macy sheets. These aren't the Target sheets. These aren't the Home Good sheets. But there's always this dark stuff all over Lance's pillowcase. It looks like almost a black charcoal, like paint poof, got like poof onto the pillowcase. And my daughter's standing there while I'm stripping the sheets. I'm looking
which
at
daughter?
the pillowcase. The one who is always on tiptoe and wearing a tutu lately. I love her. She is as feminine as they come. And I say, thank goodness.
She's walking around on a tiptoes?
She only walks on tiptoes, and I'm like, we got to get her some toe shoes.
Yeah.
She could end up,
She could end up being in the Indianapolis Ballet.
for sure, she could end up dancing at Juilliard. You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
With a full scholarship. So I'm like, thank goodness she grabbed some femininity out of the gene pool, because my other daughter, Fitter, sure didn't.
How's that one doing?
Oh, Fitter is now leading river tours on the Indianapolis River, which, only goes about 60 feet.
Right.
But they've got a boat on there.
She's got a kayak or something?
She's a docent. She takes people on tours. She and Brandy both got that as their summer job, and then now it's just extended. I guess they're going to keep going until the river freezes.
Wow.
Do rivers freeze? I don't think they
can.
do.
Yeah, but I mean, especially here, they do, except for in the last 10 years, but no one knows why.
That's my daughter who's, obviously in the pipe fitters union because, that's why Gray calls her fitter. But it is handy because she's able to, she's fixed a few earrings of mine and all that. But boy, her haircut keeps getting smaller, I tell you what. First, it was a bowl cut where she was quite literally putting on one of my Tupperware bowls on her head and then shaving around it. Then she started doing a ramekin bowl and shaving around it. Now I swear to goodness gracious that sorry I said that, forgive my French, wow, the evil one must really, I'm under attack. Could I stop and ask for a word of prayer for me, Gray? Something's wrong with my brain and it's gotta be the evil one.
Oh, what do you just need a word of prayer?
Yes, please.
Dear God, please be with Halle right now. Amen.
Wow, that just really, really ministered to my spirit. Thank you, Gray.
So what was on the pillowcase?
That's what I was saying. I look at my daughter. She's standing there on full point tiptoes. And I says, look at this dirty, dirty pillowcase. And I keep bleaching them. And these are ivory sheets, not white. So it's hard to bleach them. But I got to get this dark stuff off. And my daughter goes over to Lance's countertop in our ensuite bathroom, holds up this can of spray paint and says, do you think it might be this hair color spray that he's spraying onto his bald spot in the center of his head? And I looked at her and I said, excuse me? I'm sure if Lance had a bald spot, which he doesn't, and he was spraying it with color, I'm sure he would, if he wanted me to know that, he would tell me.
He would let you know.
So in the meantime, I'm just going to keep bleaching these pillowcases and I guess switch to just straight white sheets, which means I got to go back to Macy.
Well, that was something that came up in Ignite this weekend, which was called Need to Know Basis.
Awesome.
And one of the best things you can do, and this was Pat at the Second Coming, Pat, is your partner is on a need to know basis. That lady in your life is going to be stressed and bogged down if you inundate her with all of the things that men have to deal with every single day and are thinking about and are taking care of. And you just don't want to, maybe that's what's going on with you right now, Halle, is you are just getting, you just have too much going on. And that is not really your role, is it?
That's right. That's right.
Glad I could be of help.
Thank you. I do really, really appreciate any interventions you have in my life because you're a man of God and I'm interested in everything that you have to say.
Well, speaking of interventions, I will intervene. I just want to intervene more, if you know what I mean. Because I think it's time that Christians, and we talked about this at Ignite too, and this was more on the Entrepreneur Day because I was also thinking of a intervention business where, you could just stand outside a liquor store, which I've done before, and as someone's coming out, you just intervene. You can intervene by saying, you don't need that. You can intervene by inviting them to church. You can intervene by bumping into them and having them drop whatever they went in to get, and then having a conversation with them when they try to do it again. But intervention is so important when it comes to Christian behavior because, we know how to act and everyone should be acting like us. And that a lot of times only comes through intervention, whether physically, spiritually, legally, or emotionally.
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
And then I'm trying to think of, how do you build that into a business? Because that was kind of the next step of like, hey, a lot of times I'll stop someone that's going to drink and I'll say, what's God's plan for your life? But then I'm also thinking, okay, how can I get them to sign up for, some kind of program or something that I would have an equity partnership in?
Man, that's cool. One of my daughters recently was telling me that you shouldn't give...
Oh, which daughter?
Oh, the one who just started driving. And I'm thinking about giving her my Lexus and upgrading my car, but I'm trying to think of what the most Christian car would be.
The most Christian car. Wow, that's a good, I would say Tesla. That is, but they're expensive and they're electric, which I don't love. But I do think that when you think about what Elon is doing, it's pretty Christian. At least it's exciting. I guess what the other ones that like really come to mind. I would say it's funny because when I think Christian, I'm automatically going, okay, Escalade. I'm thinking, basically any of the top line SUV models. I guess there's a new Jeep Grand Cherokee that gets 4.5 miles to the gallon and fits, and also, are we talking about a lady here? And that's a different car.
Good point.
Because, you basically want her driving something that's safe, something that would encourage the idea of putting kids in the back, but not yet. Something that would discourage the idea of getting in the back. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You don't want to give her the idea of getting in the back.
I don't even think cars should have back seats because
but
that's
you should
where
think
teens
about,
are going to go.
You kind of want her to look in that rearview mirror and see her future. Sometimes what I encourage parents to do if they have their teen driving a larger car is just fill the back with car seats.
Wow. Yeah.
Because then when she looks in the back, she knows a few things. A, am I ready for that? Or B, I hope I get that one day. It's both preventative and it's aspirational.
Streaming now on Peacock.
We sell toilet tissue and local newspapers. That is in order of quality.
From the crew that brought you The Office.
My name is Ned Sampson. I am your new editor-in-chief.
Comes a new comedy series.
Have you read this paper?
Uh-huh. It sucks. But we are going to make it better.
Meet the underdog journalists.
I hope it's not too disruptive to have me shake everything up.
Don't be so self-defecating.
With major issues.
Oscar. Oh, God. Not again.
The Paper. Only on Peacock. Streaming now.
This episode is brought to you by FXX and Hulu. Futurama returns on September 15th, blending heartfelt moments with razor-sharp humor while accidentally saving the day. The Planet Express crew is back, defying gravity and common sense. From the creator of The Simpsons comes 10 new episodes where the romance is hotter, the threats are bigger, and the action hits harder. Don't miss the all-new season of Futurama returning September 15th at 8 p.m. Watch it on FXX or stream it on Hulu.
Well, I know you have a Cybertruck and you really love it. Or is it your Cybertruck or CMB's?
That's Clay's Cybertruck, but I've been borrowing it right now because my Jeep Rubicon is in the shop.
Well, I bet your family back in Australia sees pictures of you in the Cybertruck and they just are stunned at how great America is.
Yeah, I don't really, I just, I try to stay as far away from that family as I can, both, physically, obviously, and online. But I do think it is important to represent America in a great way. I mean, maybe a Cybertruck would be good for her, Halle, because, I don't think anybody puts a kid in the back of the Cybertruck or, wants to climb in the back of a Cybertruck to, mess around. But
well, speaking of Australia,
make a kid in the back of a Cybertruck.
Well, yeah, exactly. Everything's opposite in Australia. They have Christmas time. It's summer to them. It's the height of summer. Their toilet water goes down the drain in the opposite direction. What's the opposite of the Cybertruck there? What has Elon made in Australia? What are the big makes and models there?
Well, right now, I think the popular car in Australia is made by a car maker called Felicity Gunt.
Ooh.
And there's 3 models: the Felicity Gunt A, the Felicity Gunt B, and the Felicity Gunt Omicron.
Awesome.
And you've never heard those commercials, the Australian commercials, the Felicity Gunt car commercials?
How do they go?
If you're on the hunt, drive Felicity Gunt. It's a car motor that will take you far. A, B, and Omicron, those are the ones that get you home. It's Felicity Gunt, a car that goes the distance.
I love hearing perfect tone. That you have perfect pitch.
I have absolute perfect pitch. Isn't that fun?
So cool. I just absolutely love it. Well, anywho, since my newly driving daughter, has gotten her license, what I do is I take all the stale granola bars, anything that has expired in the house, and I throw it into the car door pockets on the side so that I can give it to the homeless people and the beggars. And so I did it for my daughter's car.
Right.
She said, "Mom, I'm not giving food to people who are asking for money. I'm giving money to people who are asking for money."
Why?
And I said, just like
No.
C.S. Lewis said, you cannot give it to them. They'll use it on booze and drink.
Right.
And my daughter said, no, Mom, a lot of these people, they don't need a stale granola bar. They need money to actually pay for showers and stuff so that they can like go to job auditions and everything.
But this is the thing, and I'm just why and I don't want to call your daughter a liberal, Halle, but you know, a lot of your kids just flirt with these liberal tendencies. Why are they obsessed with bathrooms? It's always about some kind of bathroom thing, isn't it?
Why is it that children are they always tip and skew toward education and, you know, trying to learn stuff that we don't want them to know.
We've already said, here's what you need to know. Here are the songs you need to hear.
Yeah, it's in these 66 books of the Bible.
It's
in the Hillsong catalog. Like, what on earth?
And that's what, you know, part of that is why I think something to make your hormones kind of just go down or be paused or replaced to something just would chill teens out so they're not doing all this, what I will call bad thinking, crazy thinking. You know.
Yeah, you cannot trust the teenage mind. Going back to how maybe we could do.
Is there a mind there? I think that's an oxymoron, isn't it?
It's oxymoronic.
The teenage mind. That's really funny. That's really funny, Halle.
Oh my goodness! Look at that. You made a joke. You said you don't get humor, but
I did. I guess I did. It was a joke, wasn't it?
Wow, that was awesome. Well, yeah, it is an oxymoron to say the teenage mind, but I do. You know, back to can we do hormonal interventions on teens? I think if it's in the hands of the church, yes, you know, and this is just for their own safety. But can I be honest with you, Gray? I can not stop thinking about you singing just then, even though it was an Australian jingle for Bibbidi Gunt.
Felicity Gunt.
Felicity Gunt, sorry. I was going to ask, did you sing together as men at Ignite this weekend?
Every single night,
Really?
Halle. It's so great. When you hear men singing together, at first it can be unnerving.
Yes.
But then it really, we did our own version of the haka. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of that.
What is that?
Well, it's something that they do in New Zealand before they play rugby. And I guess it was some kind of, I don't know, some guys invented it. I'm not sure why, but you know, something to do with warriors or whatnot. But we would do our own version of a Christian men's haka every single night around the fire. And you make fun faces like this.
Oh, like scary totem pole faces?
Yeah, or sometimes like this.
Oh, like do the silly picture now after the sincere photo?
What? No, that's not what I did. I did this, Halle.
Yeah, that's like, now do a crazy photo, kids.
No. Anyway, well, we did like our own men's haka, but it had, you know, original lyrics, and we would do that every single night, chanting and singing together, and just really pumping each other up in the spirit. It was awesome.
Did you teach any of the Australian hymns or worship songs from your homeland?
You really want me to do a song or something, don't you?
I love to hear what the Australians are doing with Christian music. To hear this people group who sprung from a colony of prisoners, actually turning around toward Christ and making their down under music for him. I just am so blown away by it, and it blesses my heart so much. I gotta hear it.
Well, I can do a bit of the haka that we were doing.
Awesome.
And, it will really get you pumped up, I think. But I need kind of like, if you would go like, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka. Yeah, do it. Try to do it a little bit deeper, because it was a bunch of guys doing it.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka.
God is everywhere. He's in the sky. He's under the stairs. God is everywhere. He will catch you unaware. He hears your sights. He sees your thoughts. He does the things that he rather not. There is God over there. That's a little. Why was I going so fast?
We were
All right, here we go.
up.
Do it again.
You want me to start real slow?
Just do like ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga.
Ooga chaka.
That's too slow now,
Ooga
Halle.
chaka, Ooga chaka, ooga, ooga,
God
ooga chaka,
is everywhere.
ooga chaka,
He's in your
ooga
mind.
chaka,
He's in your
ooga,
hair.
ooga,
God
ooga chaka,
is everywhere.
ooga
He's
chaka,
in your
ooga,
thoughts.
ooga,
He's under the
ooga
stairs.
chaka,
He does what he
ooga
wants. He
chaka,
does what he
ooga
needs.
chaka,
He's got a
ooga
plan for
chaka,
all you
ooga,
need. He has
ooga
you.
chaka.
Halle, you're messing me up.
I
You're
know,
messing me
and
up.
we're speeding up.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, do you have a metronome?
No, I don't.
Okay.
All right, folks, that's the episode. Many thanks to our Supercast members for those great suggestions. Hey, speaking of Supercast, it's a great time to join. There's a free trial, and that is the best way to make sure that Mega keeps going.
If you'd like to listen ad-free, if you would like behind-the-scenes podcasts, and if you would like Discord access and much, much more, go to mega.supercast.com and become a supporter today. That's mega.supercast.com.
And really, it is the way we keep going. So please consider a Supercast membership.
And as always, I'm Holly Laurent playing Halle Labont, and that over there, that's Greg Hess playing Gray Haas.
Of course, we want to thank our founding members. That is Bobby and Betty, Anonymous, Nana and T-Pop, and Adrian O. See you next time.